Yes, it's your motherfucking boys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you guys for tuning in for another week. Make sure you like,
follow,
share,
and subscribe.
We got a lot of good shit for you this week. It's gonna be a good episode. Your boy is married.
Your what?
Your boy is married. Hey.
Yes, sir. Your boy Cruz got married this weekend.
It. Life is over as we know it.
Yeah.
No. This is we're recording the week right, like a couple days right before. This is gonna drop the Monday after. So your boy's married when this drops. Yeah, there we go. There we go. No, it's cool, man. There's a couple things that's been fun. I'm like at the point where everything's planned, so I'm ready to. I'm actually just
have fun. And
I'm more excited. I'm actually like everything's planned, so the small things are annoying me, and I'm really just more excited to get it done. Like it's like I don't really give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. And then the other thing was the like week of bails. Like I saw this TikTok where they were like, "Hey, this is gonna happen," and one of them was like, "People are gonna bail the week of." Like it's not a if, it's a when. It's gonna happen. But it's been
crazy,
Gucci.
But, I mean, it is what it is.
It's not bad.
Life happens, bro. So
yeah, that happens, bro. And one thing I would suggest, like, me and Kristan didn't plan our wedding for a year and a half, but we've been paying for our wedding for a year and a half, right?
Yeah.
So it's like we've been locking shit in since March of last year. And been paying since. So it's kind of like once that's happened, bro, like since January of this year, we had like everything has been pretty much paid. Like 90%.
All I got is you've already paid everything since January?
Bro, yeah. Like the amount of money we've paid since January, yeah, it's probably 10% of the total wedding or whatever.
Hell yeah, brother.
So what's nice about it is the stresses of people pulling out. Cause all you think about is per plate, all this extra shit.
Yeah.
I'm more worried about the vibe of the table. I'm like, damn, like you bailed, all right, you're messing up that vibe. Yeah, I did the seating chart to have vibes.
Yeah, it's like you're supposed to be the jokester for that table.
Yeah, nobody's gonna be uncomfortable. But I guess that's the only thing I'm worried about. So what's nice about it is like we're not stressing about the damn like per plate type thing or whatever. It's like the more the merrier. What's really cool is what episode is this?
170.
170? This is episode 170.
Yeah, I just dropped 169. Because I remember when I was typing in, I was like 169. Damn, she's fine. Whenever I was typing in.
For me one more time.
Get low.
Get low.
Even though it's 369, not 169, but that's what went through my head when I was typing
169. No, I knew what you were talking about. So, yeah, 169 was polls and prenups. All right, so that's hilarious.
That's a good episode name, right?
Yeah,
even though we didn't talk about prenups, but it was just funny.
I be trying to replicate. I need to just see what you be putting in here because I put votes and vows on the thumbnail.
That's good though. Votes and vows is good.
It works. From trenches to register, produce consists. So what was so the point I'm trying to make is your boy's married, right? And I wanted to reminisce slightly because your boy proposed.
Yeah, what episode was that? 70, 60, 50?
Nah, bro.
30s, 40s?
January. It wasn't January 22, right? It was February. Striving.
Was it 22 or 23? No, it was 22, yeah.
Bomb man, patient. Your boy proposed March 2022. Because we dropped that episode March 7th. So that was like this weekend. I proposed the weekend. We dropped it on Monday. So super fucking.
What episode number was that?
Episode 48, I proposed.
Episode 48.
Patience. So if y'all want to see the proposal, tune into episode 48.
That was a good one. That was a good episode.
March 7th. That was a fire episode. And
it was good how we set it up.
We set her up. The whole
but don't give too much away because if they haven't listened, they have to go listen.
It's true. But what I will say is like the way we did episodes back then is we thought of like a word. Like we were thinking our topic was a word, kind of. Like, patience. Let's go hard on this. And
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we brought Kristan in and we were like, it was normal. Like, this is how we do episodes. And it happened to be Patience. And that was around the time she was like dogging me to propose.
She was dogging you in the episode. She was
In
talking
the
shit
episode.
in the episode. She's like, we've been together for so long
I
and he's
don't
never proposed.
understand.
Like, it's ridiculous. Boom. Anyways, y'all gotta go check it out. It was a good episode.
Yo, March 22. It's been 2 years. It's been 2.5 years. So we were engaged for a year and then we started planning. That's what happened.
It's been 2.5 years?
Yeah, March 22, episode 46.
Damn, it has.
It's been 2 years, bro. It's been 2.5 years since I proposed.
And this should be
episode 48.
This should be episode 171.
Technically. Yeah.
Damn, bro.
But that's one thing that I love, man. I don't know if anybody's been listening from the get. Shout out to Melissa, right? Like we've been like recycling listeners or like kind of like bringing these guys and losing these and bringing them. But that's one thing. Somebody told me the other day that like, bro, y'all drop episodes too fast, bro. Oh yeah.
And I was like, bro, you ain't got. We're dropping 30-minute episodes now, bro. You ain't got 30 minutes in a week, bro.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
you take longer shitting in 30 minutes.
It's fine. It's like working out. We're constantly in the gym. That's all it is.
Who's in the gym? I ain't been in the gym.
No, but not every day is a good day, but whatever. But what I was going to say is that's one thing that this podcast will forever live in my heart is like I propose on this podcast.
That's true.
And then we have the Your Boy's Married podcast.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's fucking awesome, bro.
Yo, Loki, you should bring that to the wedding, bro. And just set up.
My cousin, bro. And here's another thing for me that's dope. I started the CPA, failed CPA, and started MBA and graduated MBA on this podcast. That was actually the failures episode, which was like even before that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like this podcast will definitely have a place in my heart. Like even whenever we're done with this shit, if we're ever done with this shit, like this shit's gonna live forever, bro. And I'm gonna look back. Like some people ask me, like, "Damn, bro, like, aren't you worried about having all this stuff that's gonna like live forever on the internet?" I'm like, no. Like this is like a fucking diary of me from. I'm 27 now. I'm about to be 28. We started this podcast 3 years and some change ago. I was 24, bro.
Yeah.
Like we started this podcast like maybe 3-4 months after I bought this house.
Yeah, it was pretty soon after you bought it. Yeah.
I mean, this has been the documentary.
Your girl, Kristen, didn't even move in yet when we started this.
No. Right.
She hadn't even moved in yet. This podcast has been in this house longer than Kristen.
Ooh. I can't wait to tell her that today. Oh shit.
That's funny, bro.
Word, bro. I mean, like in my mind, it's like this is a little diary of my life for the past 3 years, bro. I mean, we got some
weekly
cool shit.
recaps of your life.
Yeah, man. Like, you know how cool it's gonna be 15, 20 years from now to go back and like check in on an episode and see how we were thinking or what we were talking about.
Even still now, I feel like we just go back and look at
I could do it right now.
Yeah.
I could go listen to that patience episode now before I get married. That's pretty dope.
That would be kind of cool.
It is kind of cool. Like I'm about to make Christian listen to it. But shout out to the podcast. That's one of like the subtle beauties of the work it takes to do what we do. But it's been really fucking cool, man. I'm ready.
You know, something I wish I would have done is like log how many hours I've spent on this podcast.
Oh my God.
For editing, for recording.
Oh my God. And then recording
For everything.
Yeah. No, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And sometimes it is what it is. We don't even, and so it's something important for people to know. Cause like you could listen to us, you could watch some stuff and be like, you guys aren't even doing what you're supposed to. Fuck you. Cause we are doing the bare minimum.
Yeah.
And the bare minimum is a lot for what it takes to do something decent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it stresses me out weekly. Like not doing enough with this podcast.
Yeah.
Like it'll give me like every other day now, I'll get a quick like I wish I would do more with this and try to do more there, but I'm just
there's a lot going on in our
lives. We got a lot
right
of priority, bro. We come up since we started this podcast.
Yeah. And I'm sure in a couple months when everything kind of slows down, we'll be going back again.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's just because like, you know, like right now I'm doing a bunch of shit around the house. So I'm dealing with my house stuff. You're dealing with your wedding stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Jacob today having car issues. You know,
that's normal.
we just are dealing with a lot right now. But I think in a couple months we'll probably be more calm.
But one thing that's cool, and if you're a new listener, that's the purpose, right? Like the purpose of this podcast is laugh at us, learn with us. We're here to grow. right? We do some niche things with the Don't Be Pocket Watching if you're not watching Pocket Watch Podcast. But the laugh at us, learn with us, we're here to grow. I don't know if that we've stuck with that since we started the podcast. And it's the most true thing about this podcast. Because honestly, if Zach and Cruz today could go back and talk to Zach and Cruz 6 months into the podcast, we would be like, yo, these dudes are doing their thing.
Yeah.
Be like, yo, you got a house. You're not doing signings. You got a signing business. And you're like constantly, you know what I mean? Like trying to get pulled away, but you can't. Cruz, you got your MBA. Like, what are you making? What are you doing? And that's outside of like, holy shit, what'd you guys do with the room? You know what I mean? Bro, like we
I went back the other day and I was looking and I happened just to fucking pull up the episode with Paul and we did like the security camera.
Jesus Christ.
The security camera video, you remember that?
Yeah, man.
Little security camera.
It still kills me to this day. I cringe seeing our Trench family episode.
Oh yeah, bro.
I'm just like, fuck you.
Yeah, but it's all good, bro.
They
It's
hit,
growth.
bro. He hits me up like once a quarter. Bro, we gotta do a pod. And I don't even text you guys anymore. I just be like, I'm so down. We're about to record this day, but honestly, let me know whenever you're ready. Crickets. I'll see you next quarter. Next quarter. Bro. All I need is one.
I want to do something though.
I want to do it with
I want to
them.
give them flowers though, bro, because like they're grinding, but you know what is fucking like I give them credits to, bro, is that they drop a lot of content, bro.
That's a job, bro. That's a job, man.
Bro, it's a work, bro. Not just that, but whenever you have money like that and like you're living comfortable like that, it's hard to like still want to sit down and keep at the same consistent level because when you're like whenever you have everything you want, especially when you have everything paid for that you want.
Yeah, bro.
It's like your motivation to keep grinding every single day is tough, you know what I mean? Well, they got like over 1,600 videos, bro.
Yeah. But on top of that, like
that's crazy.
Bro, something that to put in perspective, like their growth, bro, like what's that big YouTuber? Like obviously Mr. Beast, right?
He's the biggest.
He's the biggest. Mr. Beast, 299 million. Okay, that's kind of crazy. What's another big YouTuber we could think about? I Show Speed. He's been all over, right? He's you speed like I don't even subscribe to that motherfucker. I know who he is, right? 26 million. And he is like famous.
Yeah, they're like 1/3 of him, right?
They got 5 mils, like 5 million
YouTube. No, we put some respect, bro. I think
they're over.
They're 9 mil now, almost. They're almost 9 million, bro.
Let's see what's up. 8.65.
They're
so they're
9,
a third. They're half.
They're a third.
They're a third of I Show Speed, bro. Like I remember Kristan watching Ace Family. She used to watch all these YouTube channels. They are literally bigger than when she was watching them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's crazy, bro. Like, it is really crazy. And it's hard because it's like, I can't, bro. You know, that's some things I think about where we're not built for this to be podcasters. Why? I can't get, like, in the world of what it takes to get content, I don't know if I can get nasty. Right? Like,
what do you mean?
I can't let you shit on me. No. If you ask me and I respond and I feel like I was like putting openings and doing this and like it's kind of bro, I'm not going crazy and following up like crazy. Like I'm not the next day like, yo, what do you think? Hey, what about this Tuesday? What about that? For weeks and weeks and weeks. That's actually what it takes to get people like that on.
Yeah.
I can't do that. It's a nasty world out there, bro.
Yeah, you gotta like dick ride people.
And you gotta cap a lot, and we don't cap at all. Like you gotta like, yo, instead of doing Uber Eats monthly, why don't you get a Tesla so you can fucking stunt on motherfuckers on Instagram? And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I could quit Uber Eats. I can't like sell the car the same way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, bro. Some part of me is like, we're real ones though. So if you listen to us, just know like we're not capping. We're not.
No, yeah.
But that's also why we don't get some guests or whatever. I used to be dirty earlier in the game. I was commenting. I was sneaking in people's shits.
I wasn't being dirty though, because you were just being authentic and you were just hitting them up. You weren't like on their fucking shit and annoying them.
Well, it makes me feel more dirty because they weren't shit, and I was like being a little thirsty hoe, and that's
Yeah.
But, anyways, yeah, that's that. What was the next thing I wanted to talk about? Oh, one thing that was kind of fun week of wedding, leading into the week of the wedding. Me and Kristan had a couple arguments for sure.
And she pegged him.
Yeah, and I actually argue with her so I can get pegged. But something clicked with me because there was like a moment when we were arguing. We were like, where I was thinking like, really? It's the week of the wedding and we're arguing? Like damn, like this should be the best time. But then I have a couple other like reference, like I always, they say like the wise man learns from others, the dumb guy learns from his own, or some shit like that. That was the worst way of saying it, but it's something like that.
No, that's pretty much.
But I love watching other situations or other couples and trying to like, okay, this is why I need to try to do this or whatever. But it kind of snapped for me this week, and I know there's a lot of people that say this is obvious, but it's clicked for me. And where I was like, you know what? Arguing is good. Arguing is really good in a relationship, right? As long as you could get to like a
common median,
like some kind of or you could agree to disagree, which sounds easy, but that's hard as fuck, you know? But like agree to disagree and or let's work on this.
And biggest thing though is making sure that it's not toxic arguing, like it's like respectful arguing, because it's okay to disagree and have like I told you, like bicker is one thing,
right.
And like full on argument, and then some people they get nasty when they argue. Which
you can't. Kristan had to learn that with me.
Well, like sometimes people try attacking like you're like they try hurting you when they argue with you. So that's different.
One thing when me and Kristan first started arguing was like she would talk to like, so she grew up with two brothers, so she was used to like
dragging somebody,
and then 20 minutes later we're eating dinner and everything's okay. So when we first, like the beginning of our relationship, when we were arguing, she would do that where she would like say some hurtful shit and then be like, "What are we eating for dinner, babe?" I'm like, "Fuck you." Yeah. Like, but it clicked for me where I was like, hey, I'm an only child.
Yeah.
When you say things like that, I'm not used to moving on 20 minutes later. Like you better fucking mean it. Yeah. And then she was like, you know what? Like, that's true. Because me and my brothers used to go crazy on each other. Yeah. But then like 20 minutes, I'm not your brother.
You try to hurt feelings, bro.
Yeah, I'm not your brother. So that was one thing, which is interesting.
Like, you don't know how to keep your mouth shut. That's why you can't keep a fucking man.
Yeah. Yeah. Or just saying like, I don't even like recall back then, but like some of the good ones was like that's why you always do this and your mom taught you this way and this and that, and it's like,
damn, she came out of your mom's your upbringing by your mom.
I'm like,
she was coming for your neck, boy.
I'm stewing on this for a day. You want me to get rid of
yeah, there's one thing is arguing and like talking like a little bit of facts like that, but another thing is like attacking a person and trying to like hurt them and trying to like and I've seen that before. I've seen couples go through it and stuff like that. I've been part of it before. People are trying to like hurt you whenever you're like in an argument. And like that is not what you mean by saying arguing is good.
And I had to learn myself too, because I used to get drunk and be wild, and then like now I was like, oh nope, because then I got to deal with that for a week or whatever. You know, it's not worth it.
It's also about like knowing your significant other's boundaries and knowing their triggers.
Yeah. Here's what I was gonna say. Why I think arguing is good, because I feel like the longer you're with somebody, you're molding somebody, right? Like your significant other, the day you date versus 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, whatever it's in, they're a little bit molded to you.
Yeah.
Like to your preference, and you're a little molded to their preference, but you're still the same person. You know how that happens is arguments. Yeah. Like in my mind, like how I feel, like if I had to restart away from Kristan, I feel like wow, like not that Kristan's the perfect girl, but I put a lot of work into how she is now, and same and vice versa. I'm sure she put a lot of work in for me for how I act, but to go and find another girl, it's like we gotta go through those arguments again to like readjust each other and shit. And that's where I was like, you know what? Arguments are good. Like we're letting each other know that we don't like something.
Yeah, it's your boundaries.
Yeah, like I don't like this. And even if you're wrong, right? Like let's just say like your significant other's arguing with you because they don't like something and they're wrong. Like you deserve something or, whatever. You argue right back. And what's good about that is whether they realize it in the moment or not, whenever everything cools down, we both people kind of like think about it. And
healthy relationships think about it.
Right. They go back and they go, actually, I was tripping a little bit.
Yeah,
but they don't tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
It's up here. And that's where I think the arguments are good. Where it's like, okay, in the moment, we're going to agree to disagree, but you let them know, like, okay, you're feeling that way. This is why you shouldn't feel that way. Or you realize the same thing, right? Like, oh, shit, you know what? She was right. I can't be going crazy like that. Or I am tripping. Like, I got to readjust. Or you kind of prove to them, like, hey, you're a little spoiled. And, like, this is what happens when you're not spoiled. But it's good.
Yeah.
And I have seen a lot of relationships that don't argue enough where I'm like, I can start to see resentment build or I can see just deflatedness or unhappiness. And
yeah, if you're like holding shit in.
Yeah. Or you're just missing the growth as a couple.
Yeah.
Like you just missed a moment where the both of you can kind of gain a better understanding of your preferences. Cool. You got to wait for the next moment. And now only you're hanging on to that. Yeah. That person's not hanging on to nothing. They feel like everything's great.
I feel like you're on a good track right now, but I just want to say, you know what I hate about arguments? Is 30 minutes later when you're thinking, you're like, that's what I fucking should have said.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, that would have fucking put an end to it all, bro. Now you're kind of like, damn, bro, I wish I would have fucking said this, but that would have been perfect. And now you're thinking about it like it's already resolved.
Yeah.
And now you're just like...
That's one thing with me and Christine where it's like, when she gets really emotional, she wants to text. She would prefer it because she could kind of organize her thoughts. Like I could tell she tries to pick those with me when we're not together.
Really?
And I don't mind it because it gives us a chance to process and we got documentation of a conversation because there's nothing worse when somebody says something outlandish and then you call them out on it at the end of the argument and they're like, I never said that. And you're like, bitch, where's the instant replay?
Yeah.
Texting is nice because it's all documented. But I'm the opposite where I'm like, no. We don't have these conversations on text.
I don't like text because I feel like body language, tone
makes a difference.
Huge difference. And like when I say things, I like to, especially like in an argument, I will say things and like to see body language reactions and stuff like that. And it kind of like tells me like where their mind is, you know what I mean? And I feel like just looking at somebody's eyes when you're talking to them, it's like, especially like in an argument moment like that, it tells you a lot about what's going on in their brain. Like you can almost look at somebody's eyes, facial expressions, body language, like that, and you can kind of already tell what's going on in their brain. Word. At least when you're with somebody for that long, you know them so well. So like when you say something and you can kind of already feel what's going on in their head. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I think like
I hate texting. I don't even like having regular conversations through text, bro.
Oh, I know that, motherfucker. I know that, boy. No, but
that's why I don't have friends, bro. I don't text somebody, bro. I don't reply back.
It's a thing. What a thing is I see like in a perfect world, working on your relationship is going to therapy, taking a class. You know what? We're gonna do an exercise every day after dinner. We're gonna do this. That's and you know what? That does exist for some people.
Yeah.
And in a perfect world, that's working on your relationship. I think in reality, arguments are working out, right? And it's working out your relationship. And just like working out, you can't deteriorate. You can't work out your bicep to the point where you're breaking your bicep.
Yeah.
You got to give it a chance to grow, and then you work it out again. Then you give it some protein. Then you get it some nutrients. Then you get it some love, and then you work it out again. And next thing you know, your fucking bicep is ripping out of your shirt. And that's how I see arguments. It's like you can't argue all the time. That's very toxic. That's terrible. But some arguments on key things that you definitely pick your arguments, right? Like you're not gonna work out your hip
on a recovery day.
Yeah, or like let's not work out the hip when we're fat as fuck.
Yeah.
Right? Like let's actually do some sit-ups and some bicep curls. So pick your arguments, pick out what you're gonna work out, and then do it. and then give it a chance to, then let it breathe, give it some nutrients, give it some proteins, give it some love, and then go back to it if you need to, like if it's not looking up to par.
I don't know, bro. I feel like I'm full body workout all the time.
Different relationships, different strokes for different folks. But I definitely choose my battles.
No, I do too. I definitely let a lot of things slide, but
it's good to let things slide.
I would probably definitely say that you probably let more slide than me just because of our personalities.
And I think Christine probably lets more slide than her too. Like y'all are different personalities.
Yeah, me and Melissa kind of like
let each other fucking know.
Yeah, but like that's kind of like the things. But like even though she'll come at me for things, and I would probably say that like I don't want to say like I'm submissive to her because it's not like in that sense. But like I don't think there's anybody in this world that like that can like say certain things to me or act certain way to me, so like that for like basically like argument wise, and I'll just be like, okay,
whatever.
Yeah, okay, baby, I love you. Whatever. I'm sorry. Most people come at me with something, I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
We're gonna go out there. So you're gonna tell me what the fuck is up as her. It's like, okay, baby, I'm sorry. Like it is what it is, But yeah, I think I definitely compromise with her. I definitely I'm really lenient with her just because of the fact that I love her at the end of the day, and I don't think some things are worth going back and creating that tension that's not really needed. So I definitely do pick and choose because
man. And it's like by no means are we relationship people. I'm just sharing my light bulb of the week.
Yeah.
That's my light bulb that happened to me. I was like, you know what? I don't have to think that we shouldn't be arguing the week of our wedding. Honestly, we're working some shit out the week of our wedding. Yeah. And guess what? We're about to put some love and some protein this weekend. Right? Like,
oh yeah, you gonna put some good protein.
Shit. She was telling me too. She's like, I know I'm getting my period. I haven't had it yet. And we're like leading up.
You gotta induce that thing, boy.
She was like getting worried. I was like, what are you worried about? She's like, cause we're supposed to. And I was like, I'll run the fuck out of a red light. Girl, we ain't consummating nothing. It don't gotta be perfect.
That resort got towels.
Yeah, that's the best way to consummate a marriage, with blood.
It's like when people like cut their fingers and blood brothers, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, bro.
It'd be like ow from Hangover, right?
That's funny, bro.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, man. No, I don't know. That was just something I wanted to get out. Arguing is good.
It can be good. I just want to like emphasize that healthy because I know a lot of people that I've seen arguments. Like I said, I've been in them.
Some people argue too much.
Yes, and it's like arguing over like every little fucking thing is something different too.
But isn't there like okay?
Because arguing can be good, but not arguments are good.
No, and I don't know why this correlates to me to a guy working out so much. Because if you argue about everything, like just fucking like we're arguing about everything. That's the same thing as the guy that's not focusing on anything.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're doing a little squats, doing a little sit-ups, they're doing a little curls, whatever, right? But you're not building nothing. And then the person that works out too much on the same thing, they're like, yo, I don't get it. I'm doing curls every day, whatever, and it looks good, but it's not
you gotta let it heal, bro.
It's not, you're not building nothing. And it's like, bro, that same shit applies. Like you can't argue about every little thing or else you're not building nothing. And when you do work out, when you do argue, you gotta give it some breath. You gotta like let it live or whatever. It's like it's a nice little correlation that clicks.
It is though. I like that.
And vice versa. If you don't work out,
you don't look like me.
It dwindles. Your muscles dwindle.
Yeah.
Right? It turns into resentment. It turns into fat. Like it turns into some certain things. And I think of it that way. See if it helps. Because that's like the relationship for dummies version of what a lot of people.
And like I said, I think a lot of what we're talking about is more like bickering than arguments, because like full blown arguments all the time is different. Because like, well, I think like little things like you didn't pick your socks up. Oh, you left this here. Like that's like more like bickering arguments.
That's bickering.
Yeah, it's like bickering arguments, and it's like, yeah, I know, I'm sorry, but like full blown arguments about like, why are you texting this person? And like biggies. If you're always having biggie arguments, like big ones, then I think that's something completely different.
You know what I love about me and Christine arguing is
The makeup sex?
No, we don't. I'm not good at makeup sex, bro.
No, you too emotional.
I need don't touch me after we argue. But what I was gonna say is like when I think about the home I built or the home we built, and the lifestyle we have, I love that I can argue with her and she can feel safe and argue right back at me and say whatever the fuck is on her mind. Coming from a home when I was a kid, man, I remember, bro, like my dad, like definitely, like my mom did not feel like she could argue back when she wanted to. Like she would not say things. Like they weren't working on themselves because she was so scared of his reactions and the way. And I remember being with her, like
he was explosive.
And I was thinking, like I was a kid and being like, well, that's not fair. Like, why don't we do? Like, I'm thinking in my mind, and she's not saying nothing, and then it just happens, and then I kind of know, like, oh, she's not saying nothing because he's gonna spaz out and make this a whole fucking thing. And it's like, I love, as a man, I don't know if every man thinks this way, but as a man, you're so much more of a man that your wife or your girl or whoever can argue back with you than the opposite.
Yeah.
Like a lot of guys are like, nah, my bitch won't say shit to me. Like she knows what's up. And it's like you're way more of a man when you let your girl tell you how they feel in any way they feel, and you can take it and then you go back and forth.
Even if you rebuttal that shit.
Even if you rebuttal.
Yeah.
I'm not saying tuck it behind your legs.
Yeah.
I'm just saying don't you know what I mean? Like
it's balance.
There's something beautiful about it.
Yeah.
Like not letting your significant other argue because you got that control. There's something wrong with that.
That's true. Yeah.
Whether you're a guy or a girl,
can see that.
And
I can see that.
So that was one thing too that I was like, you know what? There's a beauty in this because I remember being a kid and seeing a woman that couldn't speak her mind. And guess what? Christine got 0, but she's gonna walk in the door with with a list of things on her mind. And you know what, man? There's some beauty to that.
And even still, like this kind of goes to show because Christiane is not really like I don't take her as a confrontational person. Really.
No, very comfortable. Yeah, even more so. Exactly.
She's not confrontational like that. I think like in an average situation, even though your girl should be more comfortable with you than anything, but even still, I don't take her as a confrontational person.
No, and then the most confrontational with me. And you know what? Like most times, you might think of that as a negative, and it's like if you think of it in the perspective of.
But honestly, bro, we're with Latinas, bro. Like when you're with the Latina, bro, you're just gonna get some of that spiciness. It's just kind of how it is, bro.
Fuck yeah.
It's how they're raised and shit, bro. It's just in their blood. This is kind of something you gotta like take it. That's why some people are like, I can't do Latinas, bro. They're too crazy. And it's like, sorry, bro.
You know what though?
Spicy food isn't for everybody, bro.
I'll push back. I'll push back to that. You know why? Because Latinas are right. Spicy food's not for everybody, right? But we allow them to be spicy. Not allow them. We facilitate.
Yeah.
Be yourself. Be spicy. Because you know what? Latinas are also the most submissive women I've ever met.
To a certain degree, yes.
Like the most submissive women I've met have been Latina.
Yes.
But also
I would say, yeah.
The most wild and crazy women I've met have been Latina.
I think the thing with Latinas is that they're kind of like the way that they're raised in their household, at least in like today's society, it could change in 10 years, but the way that a lot of them are raised is like, okay, you gotta take care of your brothers, you gotta like clean the house. Yeah,
there's a little bit of gender roles.
Yes, there's gender roles. Like a lot of Latinas growing up, and so I feel like this is kind of like in their head, like okay, like I gotta kind of to make sure I take care of my man. Like even their mothers will tell them like. A lot of them, not all of them. This doesn't apply to everybody, but obviously in the general sense, like, oh, you gotta make sure you take care of your man. You gotta make sure you feed your man. Like, you make sure you gotta do this because if you don't, you're not gonna be able to keep a man. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, it's like, man, fuck that guy. He ain't worth shit. Yep. Or it's like he's a fucking if he's a piece of shit. Blah blah. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people that are like that.
Yep.
Versus like Latinos are not usually like that. But now, there's obviously outliers for everything.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I just wanted to point that out too, because like that was one thing we spent more time on it than I thought, but I thought it was good because it's like arguments good for whatever we spoke about, but I also think arguments are good because you're allowing you're in a home where that type of conversation or communication can happen.
Yeah.
Without it turning like scary.
Yeah.
And boy, it seems like for us, bro, that seems like such a like we don't even think about that.
Yeah.
Like no, like we're more like what the fuck, you know, and we're doing the right thing. But like, man, I bet you 5 out of every 10, 1 of every 2 houses are dealing with something like this. I can't tell you the amount of like houses I've walked in, like invited to a party, and I walk into the house and like I was uncomfortable because how the guy was making the girl feel.
Yeah.
Like I went to a football game before and like, bro, food all over the place. Like I was like, this is crazy. And even like then the guy was like, where's the links? And he's on the couch, wife's in the kitchen, like, but where's the links at? Like, where's the little like barbecue links that I love or whatever? And I was just like, boy. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. That made me feel so uncomfortable. You know what? You know, him asking that, and she goes, shut the fuck up. They're coming out when they come out, motherfucker. And then we just got, that would have made me feel way better.
It's like, yeah, bitch, shut the fuck up, eat fucking pizza.
But then when she goes, I'm sorry, sweetie. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm like, okay, that like arguments are good. Like, bitch, no, speak your piece. Like, he's not right all the time.
Yeah.
She's not right.
But
all the
I will
time.
say that there are some girls that like they like to be like that though.
Yeah.
So there are some girls like, but now like the problem is like if in the back of her head she has like
she needs to. Yep. There
some
needs to
bullshit.
be a limit.
But there
there
are some girls that are like, oh baby, I'm so sorry. Like there are people that are like that.
They
you know
want
what I
to
mean?
take care of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There are people that are like that because you know
That was
that's
one
always the
thing
case.
to. I saw this little clip with Iman Shumpert or whatever.
Sherbert. I like
Shumpert?
Sherbert.
No, Iman Shumpert. He was a basketball player.
Bro, I'm fucking
Oh,
with you. I
okay.
said Sherbert.
But
Like
he
the
was
ice
talking
cream.
about this girl was like, so like, if she could pay, it was something like, so if she could pay for all the bills, then why don't you let her do this? And he's like, cause I don't want you. Like, I'm not looking for a girl to pay my. We're talking about millionaires, by the way, right? So that's different than me and you. But he was like, cause I don't want girls to pay my bills. Like, I forgot where I was going with that, but to the submissive thing or whatever. It's like some girls do like this to be submissive, and some guys we do like I bitch a lot about paying all the bills and all this shit, but I also prefer it that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I'm bitching, but on the inside, I'm like, nah, but like this is how I want my house to be. You know what I mean? So like to that point, it's like understand that too. Understand that just because your girl's being submissive doesn't mean like that's right all the time.
Well, it depends on what
That
she
you
wants.
should abuse it. How
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah, and I would say it also depends on like her wants, like what she needs for that.
Yeah.
Because everybody's a little bit different.
I love that shit too. Don't get me wrong. I love the submissive woman. It's like, but I hate the guy that abuses that. Right? Same thing as I love a man that takes care of his family. I hate the woman that abuses that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, I was thinking about when we were just talking about like Latinas being more submissive with that. I think white girls are more submissive overall, but I feel like Latinas tend to like overall take care of their like man better.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Again, we're talking about averages.
Averages, yeah,
It's
of
hard.
course. No,
Because
yeah,
I've seen the most submissive white girls, the most submissive Spanish girls, but
that's true too.
you also
yes.
see the white girls that are like, I'm partying until I'm fucking 27, motherfucker. Like you catch me in my 30s if you want to settle me down.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's definitely true. Definitely,
Anyways.
there's definitely outliers and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like in a general sense, your
Yeah.
headphones fell, bro. Huh?
Yeah. All right, where we at?
40.
Let's go. Let's get to the next. What's up, guys? Again, thank you for tuning in for another week. Make sure you like,
Follow
share,
and subscribe.
and again, your boy is married. Drop a comment, drop a little congrats. What's up? Actually, this is a perfect episode for like a little relationship powwow, right? Fuck
Yeah.
it.
Why you say fuck me? I ain't
No, I
tried,
said
like-
fuck it. No, fuck you. All right, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. We love y'all.
Pocket watch.
Out.
All right. right, y'all gotta take this air horn away from me now. Pocket watch out.